Yeah.
This
I'm gonna go live right now, and then we can just talk about whatever we want.
All right, I'm going to step out then. Well, you said 5 minutes.
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Thanks.
This is day one.
Cool.
It kind of rushed after a while. I haven't heard that in a long time. There's a couple other ones I should have had you play that I like better.
We can play them, in a while.
Nah, whatever.
All right, as you guys know, I really like guitar. So
Yeah,
here we
that's
are.
nice. Would you rather play with a guitar player or a piano player?
I don't know if there's a rather, but I love singing with guitar. There's
Yeah.
something about my voice within the sound, of guitar. It's really beautiful. And the openness. Well, if the player is playing with
Yeah,
space.
right. The final frontier.
Yeah.
What would you say your range is? From what to what you think?
Well, I can hit download like C or B flat, but I don't
Oh,
generally do that. It's usually around an E flat or an F,
uh-huh.
for a few
Right.
octaves, and so I'm a mezzo basically. Ba ba da do day. Yeah, so somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like that key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that ba ba no ba 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 do ba ba do day ba 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 ba. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know what you're playing, but that's really nice.
Now the way you look tonight.
Oh, okay. First I thought it was Waltz for Debbie, but that was not B flat. Taylor Hatch says hello.
Hi. How are you? I'm waiting for him to. The thing about these things, I wait for somebody to respond, and there's nobody there to respond. It's cuckoo.
It's pretty fast on here, and Taylor's going to ask questions, I know, because that's what
Oh,
Taylor's really good at asking questions. But
oh, cool, cool.
he and I actually played together this weekend. He sat in on my Saturday gig. I have a guitar player, and sometimes this weekend I had a bass player, and he was in town. He sat in, and that was the first time we've played together.
Oh,
He
where's your
sounds
gig?
really good. It's in Santa Monica on Second
Oh,
and Broadway at a place called the Bright Side.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come down and play with you someday.
Oh, cool. They're every Saturday from 9:30 to 1.
Wow, nice. 9:30.
I know. I have to wake up at 7.
Yeah,
But it's okay. My voice actually works, which is surprising, and it's a weekly gig, which is, wonderful, and so
yeah, that's good.
yeah. Sometimes I force the guitar player to play with the percussionist only. He likes, of course, having bass, but
Yeah, it's always nice to have bass.
yeah.
Yeah. When I work with singers, I always like to say, just, I'll set it up for you, but just pretend you're singing in the shower. Don't wait for me to, I'm not going to be strumming along. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just pretend you're playing and we'll play off each other. But because once you start working down a bass line,
Yeah.
when you take that away, it feels so empty. So you got to start somewhere pretty sparse, I think.
I agree. I always say that, especially with piano players. In a duo situation, a lot of times they tend to do a bass line. I really don't like that, actually. I would rather
Yeah.
have it open. I know my time. That's the fun of it. Actually, so that guitarist Steve Cotter, who I was mentioning, he and I did a guitar voice workshop last week.
Oh,
And yeah, and it was, yeah, it's I haven't really done that a lot in years, just guitar and voice. And it's just such a beautiful experience. I just love it so much. It feels so great. You can do
yeah.
so much and space, right? That's where it's
Yeah,
at.
it's open and you can play off each other. It doesn't have to be accompaniment.
Yeah, yeah,
You
per
play
se.
off each other. Yeah, exactly. And
Did you have a few favorite singers you've worked with?
Yeah, well, I used to live in the Fresno area, up in the mountains,
Oh,
actually. Actually, I grew up in Thousand Oaks, and then in '91, I was teaching at GIT and stuff, but we moved up to the mountains where Bass Lake is, and in Yosemite and all that, and bought a bunch of acreage and built a house,
wow.
and I have 4 kids.
Oh,
And so we decided to do that. And then, but Fresno was the nearest town, big town. And when I got to Fresno, it was like I couldn't, they had a cool radio station at the time. And they were playing jazz and smooth jazz, and called them up. And when I first got there, and they said, "You got to come down and meet these guys." And so I did. And I couldn't believe it. Here I left LA where all the hot players are, and come over to Fresno, and it's like, holy crap, what are you guys doing here, man?
I
Jeez.
know. I know. A very dear friend of mine was from there, but he moved around. He lived in LA for a while, and then he went to New Orleans, but his name was Lauren Pickford.
Of course. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like
Yeah.
my jazz father,
Oh, he
when
played
I
with
came to town.
Chicago and stuff.
He was wonderful. He was a really great guy, real strong artist. His father actually was a famous watercolor painter. Uh,
Oh,
I forget his first name. Pickford was his last name, though. And but Lauren died about 2 years ago, I guess, and went up to Fresno for the memorial. But
oh.
yeah, there's a bunch of really nice players now. Rick Helzer, my friend, who's from there, he's a
Well,
piano.
Rick, I know Rick really well.
Oh, cool.
I was just with a friend of ours, Gary Newmark. You know Gary, right?
I know Gary. Yeah, I stay at his
Yeah.
house when I go up there.
Oh, do you really? Oh, how cool. Well, I was
Yeah,
just with them last night, and they were talking about,
really?
yeah, we were
Oh,
talking with Rick, talking about Rick. Rick's a deacon now in his church. Deacon Rick. So, okay, that's cool. What,
yeah. I worked a lot with Rick when he lived here.
what a player.
I know he's great. He did some beautiful arrangements for me and recorded on, I think, my first record. Yeah, he's a wonderful musician.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
Super nice guy.
yeah, very, very nice
We
person.
played we played several times together. I like him.
Yeah.
And did you know John?
The bass player?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went up there and I played with Rick and John and Gary
Oh,
at
okay.
a concert that they have.
Oh, at the library.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. We'll have to get you up here.
Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Tell me about the guitar
Yeah.
festival. I think I guess Brad Rebuchin told me about it first, or that was the first kind of knowledge I had of it, and which I thought was like, oh, yeah, that's great. I'd like to go, except I'm always busy on a weekend. But yeah,
Yeah, come on up and sit in. Yeah, so what it is this. It's a it's a 3-day event,
uh-huh.
and in Buellton at a very nice hotel. It's a beautiful hotel. This is our third one,
Oh,
and so I've got John Story and Larry, David Becker, Pat Kelly, Adam Levy. You know Adam.
yeah, I do.
And then Sean McCowan. You and him would be great together.
I don't know, Sean.
Sean's from Denver.
Huh.
Yeah. And then Tim Lurch, Wolf Marshall. You'd probably know Wolf.
I don't know Wolf. I know Tim.
Oh, they okay. And then Mike Dana. Mike Dana was like when I came to Fresno. Mike Dana was the guy. Well, he still is. He is in charge of the music program at the JC there, big JC college they have, and he's retired now. And Mike is the kind of guy is like, hey, Mike, would you write a choral arrangement on this song? Sure. How about a big band arrangement? How about a little something, a little string quartet? Could you put that together for me, Mike?
And then Wayne Goines, I know his name, but I don't.
Wayne's from Kansas City. They got
Okay.
some crazy little women there,
I've heard that.
and he's one of them.
And and Nate Lopez, I don't know him. I have to say that I know a bass player who could be his brother from this picture,
Oh yeah.
Alfredo Lopez. Wow, they look they look very
Who
similar.
knows? They might be.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's the only person I've ever met named Lopez. Just kidding.
Oh, I was okay. I was, I'm easily fooled, but
I'm finding that out. Anyway, Nate is like a 8-string player, so he's got bass and
yeah,
everything going on. He's from the Bay Area.
that's really nice. I was just in New Orleans and I happened to cross a little trio that was kind of like a Charlie Hunter type of trio.
Oh,
And
nice.
the guitarist, a young guy, he had who would wait, oh shoot. Anyway, he was playing a guitar like that. And it was great. It was really
Yeah.
great. Charlie Hunter's coming to the Blue Note, and I'm gonna go with my friend Jeff Richmond. Do you know Jeff?
No.
Oh, okay. He's not playing right now because he had Parkinson's, but he was like the West Coast John Scofield, and I actually went to college with him in '75. But really great guitar player. Just yeah, really great. Unfortunately, he's not really playing anymore. But
Oh, that's good.
so Taylor says that you actually play with Julie Kelly too.
Yeah. Yeah. Julie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's one
Comes
of my
up
best
here and
friends.
oh, is she really? Yeah. She comes up here and she's so much fun to play with. I
Yeah.
always like. She's always got these different arrangements. She'll do both sides now and Wichita Lineman and she'll do these off the wall things in a real different way. It's really cool.
Yeah, she loves going up there
Freedom
and
Jazz
playing.
Dance.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's one she's been doing
yeah,
for a long time.
crazy girl. So yeah, so yeah, I'm
She
really
she and I met in '79 or '80, and she came from San Francisco, and she had gone out with Jim Nichols. Do you know
oh yeah,
Jim?
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
him? What a
Sure.
great player he was. So that's how we hooked up as friends through Jim. So
Right.
that's how long we go back, long, long way.
Yeah. I see Jim at the Chet Atkins
Oh, really?
Appreciation Society. I go to that. I'm one of their token jazz guys. Everybody's doing the thumb pick thing. And so I just yeah.
So Chet Atkins was a really interesting player. Somebody had introduced me to his playing a little deeper, and I was surprised. I just had never thought of him as, harmonically where he actually was.
Oh yeah. Well, not only that, being on the West Coast, he wasn't as big in at least the circles that I knew. Back then it was growing up in college it was Howard Roberts, Barney Kessel, Joe Pass, Tommy
Yeah,
Tedesco, all those
right.
guys. Chet wasn't even on the radar for me, anyways.
Yeah.
I'd heard the name, but it's like, and then when I heard some of the recordings, there's a, I don't want to play whispering. Yeah.
But he was kind of thought as a country player, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But come to find out, he was a lot more. Being an arrogant or idiot kid, you kind of sum up people real quick, and oh yeah, he does this and that, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then blow it off, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's and then you realize, holy crap! I've heard a couple of things. It's like, man, unreal.
Yeah.
And the stupid thing is, I had met I had known a guy who was a songwriter, and he knew Chet very well. And he took a friend of mine who was an engineer and got him a gig, got him back to Nashville, and got him a gig as Chet's engineer. And it's like, man, I was this close to meeting Chet, you know. Oh well.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know why just Joe Diorio popped into my head. I think because Joe had a very funny humor.
He was a little dry.
Yeah, he was so great. I just loved him and his playing and his art. Yeah. So I have some of his artwork that he gave me when I visited him in Connecticut in his last few years. And
Oh,
yeah, it's really nice. We have a duo record.
oh, you do?
Yeah. And it's funny because what happened was we made this duo record and we thought that his Italian company would pick it up, but they didn't because Joe was trying out an effect and they didn't like it. So it's just sat on the shelf for a little while, and then he had the stroke, and then he was going through his stuff, and he called me and he said, you know what, this record is actually really nice. Let's put it out. So we did. It was really nice, and every song we would keep trying to swing something, but he would always say, let's try this as a ballad. So it basically ended up ballads. I really
Joe,
liked it.
I worked on his book Fusion with him.
Oh,
I
wow.
remember when he first came to town, 'cause I worked at Dale's Zedenic Publishing, who published Ted's book. Matter of fact,
Oh,
I remember, I remember the day they got in Ted's book from the publisher, because I used to teach at that store with Ted at Dale's Zedenic's
oh, wow.
Ernie Ball guitar. But yeah, so I was working for Dale, and so Joe, he wanted Joe, and Joe remembered him and his wife at the time was Myrtle,
Yeah.
and came up in this old Cadillac. He was a crazy guy, kind of a beatnik kind of fella
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Yeah. Very artsy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
we
his
great.
Bonita album, I was on that, helped with that album. That's, I think, his best album ever.
I don't know
You
if I know that one.
you don't have Bonita?
I don't
Oh,
think so. I'm gonna look
that
in my music, but I don't think
I helped
so.
mix that. That's my big
Uh-huh.
credit. Yeah, he plays his ass off on that. Well, what doesn't he? But
I know.
you gotta you. That is the best, most commercial album you're going to hear of Joe,
Ah,
and it actually started getting out play. But I don't know what happened.
I'm looking. I just want to see if it's on. It's probably not on Spotify or anything like that. You know,
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
Joe Diorio. Uh, I don't see it, but anyway, I'll look for it. I've never heard that.
Oh gosh, it's his like most commercial. Got Jim Plank, Bob Magnuson. Oh, and the piano player. God, I know the guys. I can see him. He taught at MI when I was there. Now I can't remember his name.
Who would that be? Who would he have played with? Was he a more outside player or?
He can play anything. Yeah, but,
I mean, Carl Saunders was at MI, but he probably wouldn't play with. I don't know. Maybe they would have played.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can find this album on here. Did you look on Amazon?
I looked on iTunes.
I spelled Diario. Dieo. D.
D Diorio. You know, one time when I wonder if you were at, oh, I see it on YouTube. So it's on YouTube. So I'll have to save that. Um, One time, I'm trying to remember who was the incredible, like Joe, incredible guitarist and teacher at Berkeley.
Mick Goodrich.
What was Mick Goodrick? One time, Mick came to MI. I don't know if you happened to be there or not, and Joe and Mick played,
Oh,
and it was incredible. I mean, I'm sure the students didn't really get what was going on because, yeah, it was just like absolutely gorgeous and heavy.
here's the book that I worked with Joe on. Fusion.
Oh, fusion, right.
What? They want $150 for this? Are you seeing that?
Oh my God. Yes, I am. Interesting.
Well, I guess I'm going to lose my copy. You might as well sell it before your kids give it away to the yard sale or something. So,
Yeah, really.
holy cow.
You know what Ted called his book at the end?
Cord gets,
Frankenstein chemistry.
yeah.
I guess when he grew older, he just thought, why did I do all that?
Well, yeah. He was quite a, do you know, I was I was talking with Dale not too long ago. He said, who gave me the idea to make a book for Ted was Andy Summers with the police,
Oh,
Andy
yeah.
Summers. Yeah, because Andy was working at
Yeah,
the
he
store
was
too.
around a lot, right?
Yeah, he
Oh,
was at working at the same store,
I
and
know he played, yeah, he played on Pisano's night several times, I know.
yeah, but
Um,
yeah, he
yeah.
said you got to
So
compile all this
I,
stuff and make a book for Ted. Okay.
I always say he couldn't say white without saying black. He was so intricate, in his mind. He was wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just for fun, he was a double Libra, and that just kind of, just on the surface kind of goes along, balance, 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 balance.
Well, I'm Libra too. What is that double Libra? What is
Well,
that?
I'm not sure actually.
I've never heard that
I don't
term.
know because I really don't. I don't know a lot, but I know that he was a double Libra, and that just made me laugh because
Huh.
of how balanced. He really.
Yeah.
He wouldn't just say it's a swing groove. He would never say that, right? He would always describe exactly what groove it was. Describe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taylor has several questions, but he's he says, "What are your thoughts about approaching counterpoint when working on tunes? I apply it in my practice a lot because pianists have been so influential to me."
Yeah. Well, I think that's stock arrangement idea. When you have a melody going up, you have another one going down. And you get, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that counterpoint is absolutely. You know, if, that wasn't counter. This is. So yeah, it's if you can do it, it's fantastic. Generally, it's with the melody going up and something going down. It's rarely the
Yeah.
other way around where you have the melody going down and something going up on the same instrument. In a orchestral arrangement or a big band arrangement, you could have that.
Yeah. It's beautiful, right?
Oh
Very
yeah, it
beautiful.
makes it so much.
Um,
Then it lays out what kind of certain chords there could be. And when you have basically,
yeah.
if you have a bass line and you got a melody, that's going to dictate what the chords is, or what the chords be. I don't know what the chords be, but
Um, let's see. So you do a lot of teaching, right?
yeah. A long time ago when I moved to the mountains, like I said, I started.
Mhm.
It's an interesting progression of things because when I taught at GIT and at the time I don't want to badmouth them, but the kids were spending so much money to come there and get this book of stuff that they're never going to get through. But it is a fantastic experience for them. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I was just talking with Jay Roberts. You know Jay?
I know his
Jay,
name.
Howard's son? A fantastic
Oh,
guitarist up in
okay. Okay.
Seattle. I was
Oh,
just talking to him yesterday, I think it was, and we were talking about GIT and how it kind of went down from where it
yeah.
initially started because
Yeah.
they basically created a monster that needed to be fed, and so you had to
Well, it was
mow
when
the.
I was
Huh?
yeah, I was there teaching when the Japanese man came in, and that was the turning point.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that first meeting. Yeah, yeah. He was, all the teachers were sitting around, and he had a poor interpreter, this woman, and he was yelling and he was saying, "You guys are shit, and I can get somebody for half the price of you guys." And this was his introduction to to the teachers there. It was, yeah. So after that, it started going down. Yeah,
yeah. Your video keeps freezing.
yeah. I don't think it's freezing on the, you know, on Facebook, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's whatever. I think I had quit right before that. I started in '88 and quit in '91 and moved
Uh-huh.
away, moved out of LA.
Yeah.
In hindsight, maybe I should have stayed. I don't know, but I think it was the best thing for us and our family is to get out of
Yeah.
there. And
Why do you think I mean, why do you think
why do I think that?
it might have been cool? Why do you think it might have been cool if you had stayed?
Well, it's funny. When I lived in Thousand Oaks, and I got to know Tommy Tedesco a little bit,
Yeah.
and he'd say, "Rich, you got to have a 213 area code. Nobody's going to call you an 805 area code." Yeah, he's probably right, and he was right. Nobody did call. So, so, so. But we loved, with like Thousand Oaks, and I don't want to. Well, I guess I could have got a answering service, but we were broke at the time, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a big family and living hand to mouth on playing gigs and stuff. But I forgot what was your question.
Oh,
Why?
why you said looking back, it might have been better if I had
Oh,
stayed.
maybe it might have been. And anyway, a lot of my friends, as soon as I moved out, Mitch Holder and Jim Fox and those guys, they moved in. And
Well,
so
right, you left a space.
I'm like, "Jeez, but now Thousand Oaks, all the heavies live in Thousand Oaks, man. It's like,
Yeah.
geez, wow. So Thousand Oaks wasn't so far away now after a
Yeah,
while,
right.
but yeah, I've had a lot of opportunities that I was either too insecure to take or to whatever. It just didn't seem to work out for me that way.
Yeah.
And I did a studio work, but it was always demo sessions or B movies, and and it was like unrewarding. Even
Yeah.
the money was bad. It's like the worst the worst gigs pay the worst money. You when they pay you really well, they treat you great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah. It should be the opposite, but whatever.
Um, what Taylor, wait, deep thought, what's more psychological? Okay. Taylor, this is, I mean, he has several questions. I just pick and choose because cherry pick. But here's an interesting one. Deep thought. What's more psychologically revealing in jazz? Technical failure or emotional restraint?
I
I
have them
don't know.
both.
I know, I
They're both.
know. And I'm not so sure they're so quite so different, you know. It's like, well, psychologically revealing. I don't know. It depends on what you mean by psychologically, I think, right?
You know what?
Yeah.
I think that when things cease to become fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
that it lets in a lot of bad thoughts.
Yeah.
If it's fun, maybe that sounds too immature, but it's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why do it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And you go through these, stress is always self-imposed. Nobody, we have our camp. We have a Yosemite camp. Let me show you that real quick.
Okay.
Let me go over here to this. Where'd it go? Whoops. Now I lost it. Here it is. So we have a jazz fest that we put on in March, but we also
Uh-huh.
have this camp.
Oh.
And this camp we've been doing for 25 years.
Oh.
And people come here for 5 days, and these are the teachers that we're going to be. Todd Johnson, you know Todd?
I do know Todd. He used to live here.
Yeah, fantastic player. So Sean, Tim are
Yeah.
going to be there, Mike, Dana. And guys come there, and we spend 5 days, and it's a very intimate setting where we break up people into small groups, into 3 different levels, and then we get them up there, and then we get them up there to play
Yeah.
in a group, and the stress involved, especially the first night, is amazing.
Yeah.
With these guys, and I get it. I totally get it, man. But in hindsight, it's so unnecessary because everybody's rooting for you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see anybody fail.
Right.
So if you understand that number one, just have fun, and remember, people aren't. We self-impose our self-talk. And that criticism. Oh, play something and you go, oh, that sucks. Play something else.
Yeah.
Oh, this. You're just unhappy in your experience, and it's like, why am I even doing this? I could go home and just hit my head with a hammer. I'd just have just as much fun.
Oh my
So,
God.
but at the end of the third and fourth night with these guys, once we kind of get over all that stuff, they're
Yeah.
having a blast. and their playing is 2 or 3 times better than when they first start out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's all self-imposed stress, and so stress is going to limit your technical ability.
Absolutely.
You got to work within your technical ability. If you can't double time, don't double time.
Yeah.
So just play a nice. Everybody loves just a nice phrase. It's a
Yeah.
phrase. The phrase is king.
Also,
So
I always talk about this particular cut, and I really should find out exactly which cut it is. But so I love Schofield. So there's a Schofield record, and it's some kind of, I'm not sure if it's the grooving record or not, but he has Charlie Hayden on it. And so there's a tune that was pretty grooving, and Schofield takes a great Schofield solo, and then it's Charlie Hayden's turn, and he plays whole notes, and it's perfect.
yeah,
I mean, his facility is a lot more than whole notes, but he's serving,
yeah,
he's serving the music and the moment. So, yeah, yeah, that's, of course, for singers too, like teaching them to be in the moment and not to look at the guy looking at you, or be in the moment with the musicians. If you're okay with that, then you're golden. Even if you do the simplest thing, it doesn't really matter.
yeah, yeah. They used to have auditions at GIT, and I was participated in one. Thank God it was only one. And you get these guys at the time. Eddie Van Halen was hot and stuff, and you get these guys coming in there and all over the place. But then this girl coming in, she play a blues. You ask them to play a blues, and you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's just making music
yeah,
instead of all this finger stuff.
yeah, yeah,
And I think that's what you're supposed to do. You're a musician, not a finger person.
yeah, yeah. We have a guy named Peter. I don't know his last name. Peters Keys. Maybe he's a piano player from England. He's watching.
Oh, hi,
He says
Peter.
hi. Um, let's see. What's the is there? Well, guess you're just talking about it right now. I was gonna say, what's the purest form of expression for you? But you're basically talking about that right now, right? I
I guess, yeah.
mean, have fun and right and
Yeah,
be musical.
yeah. We always try to interject new ideas that we've been working on. Most of the time that crashes and burns, but sometimes it comes out and then it feels good.
Yeah,
But, you know, just making music is the most important thing.
yeah.
Of course,
Is there a favorite kind of group configuration that you have, or do you just like it all?
yeah, I like, yeah, I like it all. I like, depends on what we're doing,
Yeah,
what the venue is and stuff. I like to have a bass player
yeah,
because it does free things up, and so that's cool. And they're not dictating the harmony; they're mainly playing roots, and
yeah,
at least for the beat one.
yeah.
And so I like that, but that's interesting. I don't know. I just kind of like to play, I guess. I like
Okay.
I like a rocker. You know, it's funny. I don't like. I was on the road with the Dick Clark rock and roll show
Yeah,
a long time ago,
right.
and that used to be a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed that. But even though the music was totally simple, when you play with Bo Diddley, you got one chord. But it's fun, and Bo made it a lot of fun, and he was quite a character. But so there was no stress really involved in that gig at all.
Yeah.
But later on, when I started, you got to survive and you play in clubs and you're playing pop, covers and all that stuff. I found that playing guitar, I didn't enjoy it as much. And then I started playing bass with a group, and I realized I think I'd rather play bass in a classic rock band than guitar. Just so you can just sit
That
around
makes
and groove.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're solid there and you don't have to play to impress. You just do, you're holding it all together for everybody and it's
Yeah,
musical and yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense to me.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, man, that is more fun to me than playing.
Lots of notes. Oh, right.
I know I'm dating myself, but I've played that song 10 billion times. So I don't want to play that anymore.
Okay. So speaking of that, I mean, your style obviously has changed. I mean, we all did that when we were young. We played cover tunes and we did casuals, and you always had to do. I remember playing with some great musicians, and we played Memories, which I always hated, but it sounded absolutely divine with these great players, and that was probably one of my earlier lessons. It's like it doesn't matter what the song is; it's the players and the commitment, and yeah. But
Yeah, memories like the windmills of my mind. That one. That's
no, Memories, da 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 da, from Cats.
oh, okay. Yeah, I get
That
it.
was big for a while.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, having said that, your style has, do you think your style has been solid and shifting over the years, or has it kind of morphed, or has it now ended up being a little mixture?
Well, it's interesting because when I went to college, I have a good friend. I was in a band in high school. Might as well go back there. That had a recording contract, and we were like the Buffalo Springfield kind of group.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that group? And
sure.
but my good friend in the band went to college. He said, "Man, you got to take lessons from this guy, Mitch Holder." So you know Mitch,
Yeah.
and so I did, and then. But even before that, I was interested in jazz because I had heard some records. Wes Montgomery, Tear It Down. This is a, you know that tune?
No, I don't think I do.
I'm like,
Nice.
wow. I couldn't, I heard that and I thought, holy crap. And then I found the transcription. It happened to be in downbeat. And so I did my best to try to learn it. And then I heard this. Let's see. A minute. How'd that go? No, let's see. That ain't it. It was Gibson Boy by Tal Farlow.
Oh.
And
And
so,
Tal Farlow, there's another really interesting
okay,
musician,
yeah,
huh? Wow.
yeah. So anyway, I studied a little bit with Mitch, and then I was studying with some other guys, and then of course with Ted. Not formally with Ted, but Ted, he'd show me stuff. We would have breaks, from teaching,
Yeah.
and he'd come on over, let's play. And he'd always show me stuff. He actually rewired my guitar on a 30-minute break. I couldn't believe it. He tore out the guts like an animal, man. He took it all apart and rewired. He said Gibson wires these wrong. So, but but anyway, my friend said everybody's taking lessons from this guy named Charlie Shoemate. You know,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
said, okay, so go. So I went and studied with Charlie. who, by the way, I saw last night. Gary played with him.
Oh, oh, wow.
Charlie's 88. He's over in Cambria. Yeah.
Wow,
Still playing
cool.
great. And his wife, Sandy, you know, Sandy,
Yeah, yeah.
she's still singing.
Wow, cool. I didn't know they were still doing it.
Yeah, still.
Cool.
And so anyway, I started with him. And then, so one night, Dale had closed up the store, and me and Ted were just hanging around, and we were playing. And I said, Ted, you want to play a bird blues? And he said, yeah, yeah. And so now I could play through the changes, you know, and then. He said, where'd you learn how to do that? I said, from Charlie. And so my stock with Ted just went from 0 to 100.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So Charlie and Sandy, they don't have a club that they run anymore, right?
Yeah, well, they never really ran their own club. They were locked in at this first,
Restaurant.
yeah, one restaurant, and then this other restaurant now. But that fella who owned it just passed away, so that ended that. Charlie was playing piano Friday and Saturday nights there, and then doing a jazz show every other Sunday.
Oh,
But now there's a beautiful theater kind of setting. It's actually a recording studio with a big theater that'll hold 100. And I was just there for a show last night. They were doing all Cole Porter tunes. And yeah, so that's where I saw Charlie and Gary and stuff.
oh, I see. So, and how was the crowd? Was there a crowd for that?
Oh yeah, it was packed.
Oh, it's
Well,
really nice, isn't it?
there's nothing to do there in Cambria. You know what I mean? It closes up at 6 or 7. You know, it's like if you want something to eat past 8, forget it. But yeah. So, but yeah, he gets a nice loyal crowd,
Yeah,
and they love it. They love to hear live music. And Charlie just great.
that's great.
Still playing good.
Yeah. Have you always played music? Have you ever had a different kind of like a straighter job, or was there like a moment like you went, should I do music or should I do this something else? Especially with 4 kids.
Well, I was pretty much scripted as a kid to become a musician.
Oh, really?
At 5, I started piano lessons and all that. My mom wanted me to play. She played. My father was a big band lover.
Mm.
But, and then I wanted to play guitar. But when we first got married, well, I always taught.
Yeah.
It was, okay, you got a choice. You could give a guitar lesson for $3 or go flip hamburgers for $1.15 an hour. So that
Yeah.
was it. Yeah. So I started teaching. So I was always teaching. And I took lessons from at 12, when I first got my guitar, from this really hot player in Thousand Oaks that would go to LA and do studio work. And Bill Euchre was his name. And after a while, he started getting busy and he was teaching. And so I started subbing for him. So
Oh,
I'm like 16, you know. And then at 15, my mom would drive me to people's houses to give them their kid guitar lessons. So I was always doing that. But I did have a couple other jobs. I was a shipping clerk once. I was a sanitation engineer, a janitor. Let's see. I tried some other things. My wife worked. She worked as a home party plan thing, you know,
uh-huh.
with Princess House Crystal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she worked hard. And so we had those two incomes. And then I'd play, 4 or 5 nights a week,
Yeah.
and then taught too. And then I actually, in the very beginning there, I'd work and then come home, take a nap, and drive down to the Rocket Bowl down in Canoga Park and play till 1:30 in the morning.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like there was like some setbacks for you like along the way
Well,
that
yeah. All,
changed your life?
all personally inflicted.
So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
nice to be older, isn't it? And look back and go, "Oh yeah, man."
So many missed opportunities that things could have been different,
Yeah.
but I guess it just wasn't in the cards. Gail's grandmother used to say, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be.
That's so cool.
Otherwise, you'd change it. Right? I mean,
Right.
if you're not happy, why would you stay there? Why, why don't
You
you
know,
do
Mick
something about it?
Mick Goodrick was actually like that. He wasn't as famous as you would think he should have been, and um he he felt fine about what he was doing. I think he was taking care of his wife who was sick, and and he was just doing, he was teaching at Berkeley, playing, and he was fine with that. And that actually was a little lesson for me early on, because I was 20 or something when I went to Berkeley. So yeah, so um, yeah, it's yeah, you learn along the way that you're responsible. I hated that word when I was growing up because my mother used it manipulatively. But then once I grew into some sort of adulthood, I realized, oh, responsibility is my own. It's not what somebody else inflicts on me. It's what it's for me. So, and then I learned anything you take responsibility for fully is never a problem again. And so it's a great lesson in life, to do that.
Yeah, yeah. The 7 Decisions. That's a wonderful podcast that Andy
Oh,
Andrews puts out. It's a book, The 7 Decisions, something like
oh,
that. The first
that sounds
decision
really
number
good.
1 is you're responsible for everything that you do, nobody else. Even if something happens to you, it's your responsibility to fix it or get out of
Yeah,
it. If
yeah,
you don't like it, move.
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's it's very easy to self-defeat yourself,
yeah,
and especially in music, and especially around good players that are you admire and you want to impress or whatever. Nothing
hmm
is good enough. No matter what you do, you're always beating yourself up. Oh, you know, and and then you look back at that what you did and you think, wow, that was pretty good. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's funny. I was, like I said, I was talking with Jay Roberts.
yeah,
He was talking about his father that, Howard recorded a lot of albums that were kind of like Muzak kind of things, where he'd do Winchester Cathedral and Hard Day's Night and Capitol. These were Capitol recordings, or they probably owned the publishing on them. And he was paid as a. He wasn't. I guess he didn't get royalties, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but he was just basically paid as a leader
yeah,
on these sessions. But when I listened to those, I said, Jay, your dad played those things so precise, and he had such great ideas. And he's like, I know, man, I can't believe it. And so he said, later in life when Howard, he always calls his dad HR. Everybody, calls him HR, I guess. But he says later in life that Howard went back because he said, I never listened to that crap. You know, it was just stuff. And he later went back and listened to it and thought, you know, that was pretty good. Yeah, so it's like, yeah. Anyway,
Um, boo-doo-doo-doo.
that's my email.
That's okay. That's an interesting email thing. Um, what do you see? You know, there's a lot of young players coming up now. There's a lot of really good. Oh, sorry, this UK person, Pete Oliver. Okay, and he's watching with Tanya Simpkin. Great to see you and Rich together. I often check out your videos separately when time permits. I love Rich's blonde guitar. Looks like an L5.
It's a Birdland.
Birdland, Pete.
It's Birdland. It's a 66.
Why don't you play something for us? Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
I love
And then I
guitar.
wrote,
Right. You know, there's this guy I interviewed who also is a Ted Green fan in New Orleans named Phil Degree. He's wonderful too.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he kind of, does a kind of a TED thing, but, his own, but very, very interesting to listen to. Then there's a Japanese guy who used to contact me, sounded exactly like Ted. He studied the crap out of him.
Yeah, got the neck moving.
Yeah, yeah. That was beautiful, though. I guess because I don't know. I think I do like listening to guitar a little more than piano. I mean, great piano player is great, but guitar has all this moving inner workings that is, it's just really beautiful to hear. I really would love to come up and see your festival and just listen, be surrounded by guitar. And wow, that would be really.
Well, let me put it this way. Gigs are like buses. If you miss one, there'll be another one along soon. This is once a year. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe next year. I don't know. but it depends on how good this one turns out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so come on, you'd have a blast.
Do you you have a lot of people who aren't players come, or
A lot of what?
a lot of audience
Oh yeah,
who are not players?
yeah. For the concerts at night. So we have. Let me see if the schedule is on here. We have classes starting at 9 o'clock. Let's see, well, 9 or 10 o'clock. 9 or 10 o'clock. You think I'd know this? And they go till 5, and then the concerts start at 7. Yeah, see, we have concerts start at 7, and then clinics all day, and then we have other performances all throughout the building, in between the classes too. So we usually have a half-hour break, and then we also have a jam room. Isn't that a trip?
Yeah.
See this guy playing with Tim. He came all the way from Japan. So
Oh,
you could come from El Segundo or wherever you live.
yeah. I live in Granada Hills.
Oh, that's not far.
Well, that's actually a big crowd of people.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And then so we have it on.
You have a
Right?
luthier on site.
Yeah, yeah. So the luthier, yeah, he and he's busy as can be when he gets there.
Oh my God, I can
Setting up
imagine.
guitars and stuff, and
Yeah.
so
Do people, I mean, I know the answer to this, but I'm just going to talk about it. Do people compare their guitars?
oh yeah. You know, I've got a lot of guitars. It's like Ted had about 75 or so. I don't know, but they each one has its own voice. There isn't one guitar that sounds exactly like another. It seems like I don't even within brands,
Yeah.
within models. I've got two Birdlands. They're way different. It's weird.
Well, the wood, I guess, is one thing, right?
Well, and they're made out of the same wood. I mean, it just is weird. There's so many variables, I guess, that go on.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's kind of maybe the spirit of the maker or something. I don't know.
yeah. I
There's a,
went to the Heritage Factory, and I said to Pete Farmer, I said, "Hey, where do you put the soul in at?" He said, "Every step along the way." Yeah, that was a great answer, though.
yeah, it was a great question too. Taylor said there's a video I remember watching of Rich's with a Gibson 120T, which I'm trying to hopefully acquire soon. It was a nice demonstration.
Oh yeah, a 120T. They're very accessible. You can pick those up pretty good. To be honest with you, I'd recommend a 125 thin body over that, just because I think it's got. If you ever want to sell it, it's easier to sell it.
My friend Roland wants to know how many guitars you own.
Well, do you want the number I give my wife? No, just because she knows. It's I don't know, about 50. I just sold I called it my Christmas L5. It was a one of a kind, all decked out. And as soon as I sold it, it's like, why did I sell that? So,
I actually like L5s. I mean, there's so many guitars, but when I guess in college, I started dating this guitar player who I ended up living with a little bit. He had a beautiful blonde L5. Well, it's just a beautiful guitar. It's really
it
beautifully
is.
made. It sounds great.
Yeah, it's kind of like the bar that everybody tries to get to. Do you need a drink of water?
I have a chronic cough.
Oh, what causes that?
I wish I knew. I've had it for 30 years, but actually right now I'm looking into it a little more deeply and And also, I'm changing my diet. I don't know, trying silent reflux. I've tried lots of Eastern and Western medicine, everything. So,
Yeah, go to the doctor about it. My wife went to the doctor finally about her cough.
really?
Yeah, it's there could be some
Well, I've
issues
been
in
to the
there.
doctor.
Oh, you have.
Yeah,
They've done.
right now, right now it's kind of on the circle again because I've spent time and money so much. But so now last week I went to a pulmonologist, and so he's
Oh, good.
actually really impressive. This guy, normally in Kaiser you see doctors who are good, but this guy, he saw me and he said, I just spent an hour looking at your history, and then he went through my history, and he knew like the whole history of my cough, which has been, like I said, 30 years. And so, yeah, so I'm looking forward to this round. Let's see if it helps. I'm tired of coughing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You know, so yeah, we're with Kaiser too, and that we wanted to get a second opinion, but where's your Kaiser?
the one I mostly go to is Panorama City.
Okay, well that wouldn't be too bad. Maybe we ought to
Yeah,
go down there and see if we can go see him. I might get the
yeah,
guy's name from you.
yeah. The pulmonologist. I'm very impressed with this guy.
Okay.
So let's see what happens. Maybe, and like he said, it's probably a mix of things, but it's affected my singing over the years. I'd say in the last 10 or 15 years, my body has decided how it handles breathing because of the coughing. So,
Are you getting short? You have shortness of breath? Do you get out of breath easy?
well, no, but when I go to breathe, which of course you have to breathe to sing, I have these muscles up here kind of, and so it's either they're afraid to breathe or maybe they want to cough or so you really need a very easy breathing for singing. So anyway, it's been interesting, and I still take vocal lessons. So that, and now the pulmonologist, and it's a daily attentiveness. And it's okay. Julie and I always talk about singing lessons and how the voice works, and it's never ending. So, and
Yeah. Who's your favorite singers? Who's some of your
my
favorites?
favorite singer right now is Cecile McLaurin Salvant.
I'm not
You don't
familiar.
know her. She's probably in her 40s. She has worked a lot, and is married to now an incredible pianist named Sullivan Fortner. They're from New York. And she grew up in France, and so she has this facility to sing classical and French and jazz and cabaret, and her instrument is incredible. And it's like you admire it, but you're not concentrated on it. You're concentrated on what she's singing. She's very real, which I also really, really like in a singer. She dresses quirky, but not, she's not showing off her body kind of thing. It's just, she's real. And the music is brilliant, what they do with the trio and her. And yeah, it's just the arrangements are great. So she's probably my favorite right now. I think there are really good singers like Veronica Swift and Samara Joy. I think they're really talented. Um, and then I see singers along the way who are coming up, or there's so many, especially doing this show. I've met a lot of European singers who I admire a lot. They're really quite accomplished. The old singers. I mean, I grew up listening to Ella and Judy Garland and Rosemary Clooney. That was what my dad played a lot of. And I didn't even really hear Carmen and Sarah till later. And I didn't like Carmen when I was in college because she sounded flat to me. And then later on, I realized that she was probably to me, the best phraser
Oh,
ever.
really?
Yeah. She can, when you're a voice teacher or coach, you always say, don't interrupt the sentence, right? Think phrasing should, be a complete sentence. But she could interrupt anywhere, but you're like hanging on to it because she's so present with it in her mind, because we're painting images of what we're seeing, right, with the lyrics. So yeah, she was. I think she's probably my favorite singer in that way. But I mean, there's so
Interesting.
many. Yeah, there's so many wonderful, wonderful singers over the
You,
years.
so when we have our students,
Yeah,
and they're learning a song, the first thing we tell them to do is learn the lyrics. And a lot of them like, what? I
yeah,
said, when you play, you're singing the song, and you're not interpreting. You're not playing it like the way it's written.
yeah,
It's not you know
yeah. Right.
and it's you're not you're singing the lyrics, and oh, okay, well then it makes sense, I guess. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I'm just curious, just listening to you now. Do you have, uh, see, I'm not really even sure the question, but do you or have you thought about in your growth as a player, like what in relating to what you were just saying, waiting that extra pause or not? I think guitar a lot of times moves through that, like what you were just doing. You were moving through, you were phrasing, but you were also moving. But then there's the other choice of waiting a little longer, bigger space. I'm just curious if you remember if you were ever kind of thought about that.
no.
Okay. As a singer, we think about that a lot. Like, I mean, I'm right here, but like, it's not the pale moon that excites me or thrill.
See, the way you just sang it like that, when you're looking up, it's like you're questioning yourself. And
Yeah.
I believe you with those lyrics.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like you're going, is it the pale moon that excites me? You're asking yourself that.
Well, I have learned, and this is what I tell my students. I'm talking to myself, actually, no matter what the
Yeah,
song is. I'm talking to myself, and
yeah,
then
that's
then it
true.
comes out truth, as truth. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that comes under the heading of owning the song, or
Yeah. Yeah.
you got you know. Sometimes I get down on myself because I don't know as many songs as I should. I always feel like I got to know all this and this and this. Some of my friends say, "Do you know this song?" Oh, I don't really know that one. But then I think it takes more than just knowing a song. You got to kind of live with it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seems like I can learn songs very quickly and forget them just as quickly. You do a data dump, and it's like, what did I do yesterday? Uh, so it's we always expect more of ourselves. I think like when I learn a song, it's like, how come I don't know this song? I've played it 30 times, 40 times,
Yeah,
yet I
yeah.
haven't played it in a month or two, and now I can't even remember how it goes.
Well,
Nice.
that touches on a lot of things for me. First of all, one reason why I love the guitar community is because no matter how old you are, you're always going to tell another guitar player about this new voicing you found.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
just love that. Barry Zweig and John Pisano, no matter how
yeah.
old they were always like, look what I just found, it's like, geez. And, and yeah, it's just, but living with the song and absorbing what you love about it, it takes commitment, right?
And time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
What are a few of your favorite songs?
my favorite song is "What Do You Do in the Rest of Your Life."
Oh, wow. That was fast, man.
I think that's probably one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
It is a beautiful song.
Yeah. And
That
Joe
and that
DiArio
music.
did a wonderful version of that. I hear. I've never heard that, but a friend of mine came back after seeing him play one time and said, Joe did the most amazing version of that song. I've never heard it. But I've
Oh,
never,
wow.
I don't know if there's a recording of it or not, but let's see. Something like that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's a gorgeous song.
Yeah, yeah.
Simply gorgeous.
I also like when it comes to standards. I There's songs that I call little jewels that are short and really beautiful. Like um, let's see, let's see if I can remember names of songs. They're short. very short. God, gosh darn it. Let me look at my list then under ballads because that's where they are. They are so beautiful songs. Okay, full song list. Yes. And that would be like, where are we? Ballads, 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 ballads. This is what happens when I go and sit in, you know. I can't remember any songs that I know. Oh, like I'll Be Around.
Oh, that's a great song. Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
they're short. And then there's a song. Have you ever heard Dance Only with Me?
No.
Talk about a short song. That was written by Julie Stein, and a fan of mine introduced it to me, and it's really beautiful. It's very short, and it's beautiful, beautiful. So I like those, you know, I like those, like what I call little jewels. You know, they're
Yeah.
just, yeah.
I just read the thing about Julie Stein. And I don't know where I read it. And they were talking about some song. And he said, I could eat a can of alphabet soup and shit a better lyric than that.
Wow.
I'm like, whoa, he didn't really like that song.
No, man, oh man. Did you know that his brother was Stein on Vine, that place across from the Union?
No,
You know what I'm talking about, Stein on Vine?
no.
So Stein on Vine was next to the drum shop.
I remember the drum shop, the pro drum
Yeah,
shop. Yeah.
and Stein on Vine was the little place next to it that mostly catered to basses, like acoustic basses.
Oh,
Then they also had a place in the back. They probably owned the building, but small. It's kind of relatively small building, but they had a a place in the back where they used to hang out and smoke and all that shit. But yeah, that was Julie Stein's brother,
oh, huh.
Maurice
Interesting.
Stein. Yeah. How do you like that?
Wow, that's some information that. I just. Do you know Denny Tedesco?
Yes, I do.
So I think he's going to come to our jazz fest. He just sent me a thing.
Oh, cool.
Have you seen that book, that Wrecking Crew book?
Yes.
It's called The Sound
Yes.
Explosion. That's a great
And
book,
I've seen the movie.
right? And
Yeah.
then he's got a Manhattan Transfer one he's doing now, I guess. And then he has the immediate family about the guys that play with James Taylor and all that,
Oh,
Leland Scar and all that.
oh, cool. Adam Levine just joined.
Adam, what's happening, man?
He said to you, breakfast with Pat next week?
Yes, and Mike Dana. We'll get Mike Dana. Yes, let's do it.
So Adam, you're way overdue for a noontime hang.
Hey,
Adam.
now Adam, I think, is calling his last name Levine.
Oh, maybe that's why he has not said yes to a noontime hang yet.
Because Gail, I think the reason I remember this is Gail just told me when Adam moved up here in the wine country, instead of being Levine, he's Levine with the
Like
vines.
wine. Yeah. Aha.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow, that's okay. That makes sense because I think when you say Levine, you're thinking about Maroon 5, right? That
I
guy.
don't know. Maroon 5?
The
Who's
guy
that?
on American Idol, Adam Levine.
Oh, I don't
Levine.
watch American Idol, sorry.
Oh,
But I do, you're right, though. He doesn't spell his name as Levine, although I'm sure people pronounce it like that. When and where is the Jazz Fest? Okay, so we'll write it down, Terry. It is when, June?
no, nope, hold
Oh,
on.
that's the camp.
Yeah, the Jazz Fest is Wait for it.
March 13th through 15th.
Yes, in Buellton. Buellton is the town right before Solvang.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
only about 2 miles away from 3 miles from Solvang. So Solvang is a Danish village that it's got everything you want and nothing you need. It's actually got some pretty cool things in it, but it's a fun place to go. Fun place, wine tasting, and you gain about 5 pounds when you go there.
So,
Here's Adam right there.
yeah. Hi, Adam. So is this this is put on by you,
Yeah,
the Central Coast Jazz Guitar. What is it? What title is it under? And your school is
Guitar College.
Guitar College, which you've had for a long, long time.
Yes.
And but so this festival is related to that, right?
Well, only in the fact that we're putting it on. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, there's Anthony Wilson too.
Anthony. Oh, how nice.
He was one of my favorite interviewees.
Oh, I'll bet.
We had a great, great conversation about life. Yeah, it was really beautiful.
I think life's overrated.
Life?
Hey, Anthony, we want you to come up to our fest, man. Gee, I don't think I have his number. I'll have to get it from you, okay?
I will send it to you. He said, "Yo, Rich."
Yo, yeah, yeah, I love his playing.
I do too. It's one of the best players I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Sorry, Anthony, I don't mean to embarrass you, but it's true. He was on
yeah.
a record of mine and arranged several cuts that were beautiful. God, it
Oh,
was really
nice.
nice. Yeah, it was a beautiful band. It was Anthony, Josh Nelson, Edwin Livingston, and Lorca Hart. It was beautiful. Yeah.
I went to a seminar of Anthony's with him and John Clayton and Jeff at Fresno State College or University. I
Yeah.
don't know. Remember that, Anthony? And then, yeah, that's where I first met him. I'm, I think I've talked to him a couple times since then, but that was a while ago.
Well,
But
regarding
Anthony,
your invitation, he said anytime. That's what he said.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll forward you his number.
Okay. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. What do you have any favorite records, and are they only guitar records or what?
No, you know what? One of my favorite records is Bobby Caldwell's Rain or Come Shine album.
Ah,
That big band of those arrangements, and I think that album is just stellar. I like
cool.
that album.
Is that a desert island record?
What do you mean?
Would you bring that record to listen to over and over again on a desert island?
Well, I've just about listened to it that many times, but no, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't want to be on a desert island.
Well, okay, then we can drop that question. Anthony said, I do remember. I ran into somebody recently who was also at that Fresno thing. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I mean, I like that. I like most of Ray Charles' albums. One of those albums that I really like is Crying Time album, which a lot of people don't have that album, I guess. I actually got Brad to have Ray sign it for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. And, oh, I don't know. I've been going through. It's funny. I just organized all my CDs, getting them alphabetical order because I got all these CDs and you can't find one that you're looking for, you know. So it's like finally did that.
Okay, I have most of mine organized like that, but I also I have CDs in different areas of my house. Just very difficult for me to throw away CDs. But
I know.
in a big draw area that I have, I first put them into categories: guitar,
Right.
and then I alphabetize. And
I think
that's
alphabetizing
yeah,
them is better. You
yeah.
know, I have an Anthony Wilson CD
You do?
somewhere. I know I do. He gave it to me. I, I have an Anthony Wilson CD. Yeah. You know, I was just talking to a friend of mine, Pat Flynn. Pat, he was in the Newgrass Revival. I don't know if you remember that band. He's
No.
a Nashville guy. The band I mentioned in high school, we were in that group together.
Oh,
He
okay.
went on to become a studio player in Nashville and then a producer.
Uh-huh.
But one of the albums he did way back in like 1971 or something with a group called Fresh Air. He had given me this album that he had redone. I finally got around to listening to it. And mainly because it was in this elaborate cover and I couldn't get it out. It was glued to the cover. But
Oh,
anyway, I got it out. And and I thought, and I listened to it and I just really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It's like, I like to listen to albums of people I know,
yeah.
you know, so I'd like to listen to Tom Rotella albums. There's an album with Mitch Holder and Carol Kay, and I forget the sax player that I like to listen to, and they're just all I just like to because I know them,
Yeah.
and it just is fun for me,
Yeah.
you know. So I always like Howard Roberts records, and of course Wes Montgomery records.
Yeah.
Those I've worn those out,
Yeah.
and after a while, you know, when you can predict every note in the album, it's probably time to move on. And you know the song order, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like getting a Beatle record and it's out of order. It's like, wait a minute, that's totally wrong.
Right. That didn't come there. Roland said, anyone familiar with the album Blue Bash, Burrell and Smith organ guitar album?
Wow. I don't think I've heard that.
I guess not, Roland.
Yeah.
Do
Great
you have
album. So
do you have a bucket list, man?
I have a bucket.
Okay. That's good. I have a lot of lists.
Yeah. You know, your bucket list changes over the years. You know, I always thought we want to travel and stuff, go here and go there, and it's like, I did start on a little bit of a bucket list because I started recording some of the arrangements I have of tunes that, I have a lot of Beatle tunes arrangements, you know, like, ah, that kind of stuff. And so I started recording
Yeah.
those things. I thought, I got to start doing this while I can still play. I've had rheumatoid arthritis for 30 years.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like every day you think, okay, is this going to be the day? And So you got to keep playing. If you don't keep moving, then your joints, they want to make you, that disease wants to make you a statue.
Uh,
And so you got to keep working on it. And so I thought, I'm going to start doing that. So I guess that would be my bucket list. I'm going to record all my arrangements that I've had,
yeah.
and just so they're there.
What do you think of, seeing that you touched on that? What do you think of the industry now? Like the CD industry. Spending thousands of dollars on making CDs, and for what? Not selling CDs really, or few here and there. What do you think about all that?
Yeah. Well, Bruce Foreman's got a funny expression. He says, this CD is a million seller. I got a million in my cellar.
Sounds like
Is Anthony still on before I answer your question? Because Anthony, do you still have your Birdland? This is a 66. I think Anthony had a 59, if I'm not correct. Which that thing sounded so good. I always thought, I've never heard a Birdland sound as good as Anthony's, like on that with this Diana Krall stuff.
yeah.
I thought that Birdland, holy cow, that thing does sound like an L5. It's crazy. A lot of times Birdlands, since the shorter scale, it's a little more trebly, But anyway, I'm just sorry to get off topic, but I wanted to ask that. While I was playing this song, and I was thinking, wonder if Anthony has. Does that ever happen to you, where you're in another world, you're playing this song, and I'm thinking, I got to get some milk today. It's
Well, I think guitar. I always will wait for Anthony's answer, but I've always said that guitar players go to Guitarland when they're just sitting around with their hands on the instrument, and
yeah.
you can talk to them, but they're part of them. Half of them is in Guitarland. So,
You know
that's
what?
it.
You are so true. That is so true. And actually, I kind of regret that. When I look back at, like, when my mom used to come over, and it's like I didn't really want to sit around and talk, and so I'd get my guitar out and I'd play while, and she'd be talking and I'd nod my head and, I'm there, okay, mom, I look back and I think, how rude. And why didn't I engage with her? My God, it's so stupid. Like, why did I do that? It's like I, it, I should have given her my attention.
I still have that problem because I
Yeah.
get very involved in a lot of things. I'm handling a lot of stuff. My husband comes in, wants to talk to me, and I'm working on something. And I really should just stop.
Yeah.
What's 5 minutes, 10 minutes? I mean,
I know.
whatever. It's like, yeah,
Yeah. It's, I don't know how to, it's not healthy.
no, really isn't.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what was the question?
I don't
Oh,
know.
CDs? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
yeah.
excuse me. Anthony said, I parted with my Birdland in 2024. I wasn't playing it so much, and the sale helped me at a crucial time, but for sure it was super beautiful and sounded incredible. The person who ended up buying it is very happy with it indeed.
I'll bet he is.
Yeah.
Anthony, you call me first if you're going to sell something.
There you go, Anthony.
What year was that? Was it a 59? It probably went for a lot of money at 59. But anyway, the problem with selling guitars, and I've gone through exactly what Anthony's talking about, because I've had some guitars over the years, and then you get a late notice on your house payment,
Yeah.
and it's like, I got this guitar and think, and they're bye-bye guitar. And
Yeah.
then you chase it down a couple of years later. It's like, gee, I want to get another one of those. And it's like, you're chasing it down. I had an L5 once and 66, and I traded a car for it. Friend of mine,
Wow.
was needed a car to get back to Montana, and I traded him a car for his L5, or for for his
Oh,
L5,
God.
and then, after a while, that thing was, at the time, it was probably worth $1,000.
Yeah.
This is a long time ago, and you look at that and you think, oh, geez, we need, we need this, we need that. I'm late on this bill. I got to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, bye bye. And then you're looking for an L5 3 or 4 years later, and you don't find one for another 20 years. And, that's how it is.
Yeah. Anthony said it was a 58.
Oh, even better. With the original PAFs?
We'll wait for
That-
that answer.
Yeah. I had a 62 175. Mitch Holder picked it out for me.
Oh,
And he said, you could go down and get this guitar. It's really good. And then I didn't like the sound of it. And I took those pickups out. When I needed money and I went to sell it, I put it in the penny saver for $500. And I get a call from Norm. And Norm's like, hey, look meet me at the off-ramp over here at the Agora off-ramp. I'll give you $500 for it right now. It's like 7 in the morning. And I thought, wait, I think I have this price wrong. So I ended up selling it for like $2,800. This is 30 years ago.
oh,
But
wow.
the guy who bought it, he said, do you have the original pickups? At least I kept those and put them back in. And then I thought, what was I thinking? This thing sounds nice. And now try to get one of those. I mean, they're so expensive.
Anthony said, yeah, PAFs.
Yeah. Well, good for you, Anthony. I hear that. You gotta do what you gotta do. Which is
Yeah.
a song my friend Pat Flynn wrote for Garth Brooks.
Oh,
You got to do, and that bought him a house in Nashville.
oh,
So anyway.
nice. I like it. Yeah. Are your kids all grown up and off?
Oh yeah, I have. You're getting old, Cathy,
Yeah.
when your little girl is a grandmother of 10.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting old. So I have 10 great grandkids.
Oh my gosh.
6 grandkids.
Wow.
4 kids. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So
I never had kids, but my husband, second husband, who I've been with for 23 years, he had 2 daughters, and so now I have 4 grandchildren, which has been really easy, all of a sudden, right?
yeah,
All of a sudden I have them and, no problems.
yeah. It's like a mathematical equation. It's like square root of something, and they just boom, appear.
Let's see.
Oh, but back to the CD.
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting. It is an interesting time. I've been reading a few articles on releasing singles. Back in pop music, back in the 50s, they would make a single. If the single took off, then they'd make the album.
Right.
And then it became make an album, and then, you got to have an album, got to have 12 songs or whatever,
Yeah.
But now I think it's back to the original thing, which is go out and cut 4 things, put them up, see what happens.
Yeah.
and then cut some more. Don't
Yeah.
feel obligated like you need to make, you know,
1,000 CDs of 12 songs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it is nice to have something just that some people may want to have. CDs are so inexpensive now to reproduce, I think. Now everybody wants a vinyl record.
I haven't been there yet. It's too expensive.
It
And
is.
I don't think I have really the crowd that would, support it, because you'd have to sell a number to make the money back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good to record. I think it hones your skills, and you know, for for you, I hate to say it, I've been watching these AI things, and it's like unbelievable what these programs can do. This Suno and stuff.
Yeah.
Good grief! It's like, well, I guess you got to step up with the technology and stuff.
Yeah. Well, last week, I interviewed a friend of mine. He was a lawyer, but he always was into bebop, and he sang, and he writes amazing lyrics for bebop songs. I mean, he's really, really a good lyricist. And so he started doing AI versions, basically for demos. And some of what he could accomplish was really good, and then some of it wasn't. So it was really interesting speaking with him. He used Suno, and yeah, it was interesting talking with him and listening. He, and from his point of view, because it was his songs and he was, trying to put them all together, he definitely had issues, his own issues with what had come out. But me listening, I mean, I had a few dislikes, but for the most part, it was pretty impressive.
From
And
what I
even
understand,
there was a song that he had AI write, so
yeah, it's like I don't know about that.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I think whenever there's a big surge in technology one way, there's a backlash going the other.
yeah,
It's almost like politics. One thing, you have that, then all of a sudden live music will become real popular. I'm still waiting for that. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
when I don't know. That's my feelings about things. After a while, you're going to want to hear real people play. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm running a club now in downtown LA called Birds of a Feather Jazz Lounge. And so we kind of started stirring it up in November. So now it's starting to really get booked, and people are coming in, and they're
Oh, really?
really, yeah, they're really liking it. But it's like the artist stimulates most of the audience, right? So,
Right.
but it's like I always said, it's really about marketing. I mean, that's what I feel like. I feel like there are people out there who want to hear live music, but you have to reach them. And then how do you reach them in the best way? And I think that, to me, that's like a huge challenge, always has been. Maybe in the earlier days it was a little easier actually because there wasn't so much online.
Right.
But now there's so much online,
Yeah.
and then reaching people online, and it's just
It's a
so,
mess.
yeah, it is kind of a mess. So yeah, so um
Hey, Kathy, can I step out for a minute? I'll be right back.
yes, and we're almost over actually, if that
Oh,
makes a difference. We can end now because it's 4 minutes till
okay. All
two.
right. I'm sorry.
That's
Um,
okay.
yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a loaded question. Nobody
Yeah,
knows. You can't predict the future.
no.
But well,
But anyway,
this has been a
virtual
pleasure
is
for
best way.
me. Thank you. It's been a
Thank you. Me too. I'm going to send you a few things, including Anthony's number. And Thank you so much for being on. It's really an honor, and thank you. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you. And thank you guys for watching and stuff and all that. That's cool. Thank you. Come to our Jazz Fest
All
if you
right,
get a
so
chance.
yes, and oh, Roland wants to know how old you are.
74.
Okay, there you go, Roland. Okay,
I'm like
I
74. Good God. Gee.
I know it happens fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you sign off, and then I'm going to just tell people
Okay.
what's happening this week.
All
So,
right.
thanks, Rich.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. So, I wanted to tell you who's at Birds of a Feather this week. And Wednesday night is a young player who came up in Lamert Park, but went to Berkeley. He's really making a name for himself. He's a sax player and he has a great band. Chris Poe, Powe. And by the way, our website had some very bad issues, which was most on the website after I think Friday night's listing, the events disappeared. They didn't disappear on Eventbrite, but if you know somebody's coming and you want to, follow the ticket link and you're having trouble, contact me. But tonight we should have everything back up, or most. So here I'm going to tell you. So Chris Poe is Wednesday night this week, the 18th. Thursday night is me and my business partner Sydney Jacobs. We're going to step outside the box. We're going to do standards and maybe some other things, but we're stepping outside the box. And to step outside the box, you need step outside the box players. So we have Gary Fukushima on keyboard, no bass player. That's kind of Gary's specialty. And Brad Rabuchin on guitar, who's really cool. And then Chris Wabich, the guy with 8 arms, on drums and percussion. That's Thursday night, February 19th. Friday, February 20th, we have the really great sax player, Janklo. I'm blanking on his first name. His name is Danny Janklo. Thank you, Danny Janklo. And yep. And then Saturday night we have Nolan Shahid, the wonderful, the funny, the musical, great band. Nolan Shahid on trumpet with Ricky Woodard on sax, and I'm not sure it's the same band. It would be Smitty Smith on drums and Kevin O'Neill on bass and Kevin Smith on piano. So might be them. Sunday for brunch, there is Mark Miller, a really wonderful singer, and he plays piano, but I don't think he's playing piano on this gig. So that's brunch. That happens 12:30 to 2 on Sundays. Okay, and then my own gigs, including the Thursday night at Birds of a Feather. I also do a Saturday morning gig, steady Saturday morning gig in Santa Monica on 2nd and Broadway, which is just a block from the beach, basically. And it's at a place called Brightside Kitchen. And this week it's me and Dori Amarillo on guitar, who normally plays with me, and the fabulous, the funny, the wonderful percussionist Joey De Leon. It's really fun. He makes it great. And then Sunday, the 22nd, I have a workshop in the evening after the brunch gig at Birds of a Feather. I'm so busy these days. And that workshop is in my home studio in Granada Hill, and it's called Be the Band Leader. So, yeah, you can find, I think, pretty much a lot of this stuff on my website. Next Monday, just for your information, on this show, the Noontime Hang, is a really talented singer and pianist, like a Diana Krall, named Champion Fulton. She's from the East Coast. She is really good. Yeah, really good. So I'm excited to interview her. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy and to have been here today. Thank you so much. And adieu.